Dan Mandis here. Indeed, want to welcome on into the program Alice Rolli, of course, running for mayor of Nashville, and it is mayoral runoff day here in Music City. Alice, how are you today?
Oh, I'm good, Dan. I'm out here in Goodlettsville greeting voters. It's a good day to go vote.
So, I mean, it's been how long you been running? It feels like it feels like forever. Are you glad that this campaign is now finally to a close?
It is, yeah. No, I am glad. I have really enjoyed. I mean, there are so many more parts to Nashville than I think most people ever know, and I've gotten and I have had the privilege of a lifetime to get to meet so many people. So I'm glad it's over today. Let's say I don't want it to be longer. We're good with today being the end.
So when I spoke to a politician, this was years ago in Colorado, and she was doing what you're doing. It's polling day. It's time for people to go vote. And she told me one of the things that is very awkward is that when she was greeting people and so forth, you know, some people would come up to her and say, well, I voted for the other guy. And that she never really knew what to say to that. She felt really awkward. I'm sure that, have you had that experience?
It's more likely that people, when they come up, they want to tell you that they voted for you and get a picture and tell their friends. But sure, when, my response there is thank you. Thank you for voting. Thank you for exercising your vote. I hope you made that decision, based on real information and not on, some of the negative mailers that my opponents sent out about me that are a little histrionic. I hope that they actually did their own homework. But no, I'm thankful for every person coming out and exercising their vote.
Well, and that brings me to my next question, which is, this has not been. I don't know if I would call this a friendly campaign or not. I've certainly seen worse, but I've also seen better. From the overall attitude of Freddie O'Connell's campaign, the mailers and some of the things that have been said, are you satisfied with how this campaign has gone? Anything that you would change over the past many months?
We are glad to have run the race that we ran. We stayed positive. We stuck to the issues that I think unite the majority of Nashville voters, which is trying to make sure that our public safety and our police have the support that they need. And I'm glad to have the endorsement of the police. We stayed a critical friend to the place of our schools. And I think that anyone who's looking at it's got to say, if we keep electing people that are just defending that only 20% of our kids are graduating career or college ready, that's not a place that the city wants to be. So we have tried to stay really productive and stick with the issues. And I think that some of the smearing is not productive, but we've they've gone low and we've stayed high, so we're going to stick where we are, Dan.
as good Republicans do. Alice Rolli is joining us from Goodlettsville as she greets voters here on mayoral runoff day here in Nashville. Now, Alice, you've just mentioned a couple of different issues that have been discussed in your travels around Nashville. Has there been one? There's so many, but has there been one overriding issue that you feel like people, this may have been their one main issue that they voted on?
Yeah, well, we have had a lot of people that have said they've never gotten involved in a campaign. They've never written a check, who have come in and supported us, written checks, signed up. And the main issue is not wanting Nashville to become San Francisco, Austin, Portland, to say we need somebody who's going to get in there and be Nashville. We need somebody to get in there and to say, we have to work productively with our neighbors. We don't have to follow this recipe book. And that's what I feel a lot, around the county is, hey, the status quo direction is not working. And I would say that is a pretty unifying sort of feeling across the county.
Well, we all want what's best for Nashville. And I will be honest, and I've said this on the air. I'm skeptical of the people of Nashville. And I love and appreciate the fact that you live in Nashville, there in Edge Hill. But, for me, there's a reason why I didn't move to Nashville, Davidson County. It's because of the direction of the city. And in my many interviews with you, and you've been on with Matt Murphy as well, and some other folks. And so, to me, clearly, you are the one that has the better vision for the city. You are the one that actually has a plan, and you're the one that comes off as incredibly honest. And so I do hope that you win. And if I lived in Nashville, I would absolutely vote for you. But I don't have a lot of faith in the city of Nashville. Here's my question, though. If it turns out that you are on the losing end of this, what are you going to be able to do? Do you plan on continuing to make Nashville a better place for the people that live there? What can you do to continue to try to help the city, as you have been for many years in various capacities?
Yeah. Well, Dan, most of my career has been picking up the phone and saying, and exploring different opportunities. Look, I a year ago never thought I would be in this situation, in this place today that we are. And I did feel called to serve in this moment. The highest point in the county is named for my great grandfather. It's Gagnier Ridge at Radnor Lake. And that, our family's not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. The only time I was gone was when my husband was in the Army. So we're here. I'm going to keep fighting like hell to make Nashville a great city, not just for my kids, but for all the kids that live here. So I'm delighted to continue. I believe that this is where I've been called to serve our city as our mayor. But if that's not the will of the voters, we'll find another way to serve. So
let me ask you, now that you've gotten a bit of a taste of running and politics and that kind of thing, would you ever consider running for anything else?
Oh, you'd have to be in the right chapter of the life. I think where I believe that I am here in Nashville. I know people ask me sometimes, would you go to Washington? Look, I am too much of a get your sleeves rolled up, get things done person that I think I'd be frustrated in like a legislative body. So no, I mean, honestly, we'd have to see. But right now, this is I believe the path that I'm to be on, is to be the mayor of Nashville.
So give me your, and by the way, when I've met you many times now, and I got to tell you that what you just described about, rolling the sleeves and, not having the patience to deal with Washington, D.C. and how everything runs very slowly. That makes all the sense in the world to me, knowing what I do know about you the few times that I've met you. Your husband, Michael, of course, is a veteran. He's a doctor. It sounds like an incredible guy. 9/11 just passed, and I'm wondering how he feels about the state of the military these days, and how things are going with the military and with the Pentagon. Does he still sort of keep in touch with all things military as a veteran?
Some things. He gets his care here at the VA. One of his classmates from West Point, class of '94, is the current commander at the 101st Airborne Division, and so we do obviously cheer for the Army and are supportive of the 101st. But no, I think he feels that he served our country, and that his time now is to be a dad to our boys, and he's the least He probably would never come on your show, Dan. He'd rather make you some pasta and have you over to our house for dinner than talk politics.
Sure. You know what? You just let me know when. By the way, I like meat sauce, not tomato sauce, just so we're clear.
Oh, good. We have a very good pasta ragu that he makes. He makes these big vats of meat sauce and freezes them so that dinner can be quick. So yes, you are invited over. We'll make sure that we do that.
Awesome. Nice to hear. I'll be there with my napkin in my shirt. Very quickly, give me the 60-second, final Alice Rolli pitch for mayor.
Well, this is our chance to get our city back on track. Look, for the last 8 years, we keep electing people from the city council and moving their desk over to the mayor's office and think that we're going to go in a different direction. We're not. And so Republican, Democrat, Independent, common sense, I think would dictate that it's time to put a change. So we'd love to have your vote, and polls are open till 7 o'clock today. You can join us tonight at Plaza Mariachi after the polls close.
All right. Thank you very much, Alice, and look forward to speaking to you again. And again, good luck, and we'll talk again soon. 817.